September 14th, 1995. A 16-year-old girl is dying somewhere in the Teton Mountains. Rangers say she has maybe 6 hours left. She doesn't have 6 hours. Temperature is dropping to 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Then a helicopter appears with no markings, no logo, no identification. What the pilot does in the next 47 minutes changes everything. Here is the story. Teton County, Wyoming. 6:47 a.m., Thursday morning. A Bell 407 helicopter lifts off from a private hangar. No cameras. No journalists. The pilot is 53 years old, wearing a standard flight suit with no name tag. His hands grip the cyclic control. Steady. Practiced. He has flown this route 47 times in training. Today is different. His name is Harrison Ford. The call came at 5:52 a.m. Sarah Chen, 16, separated from her group 31 hours ago. Last known position, Mount Owen, elevation 12,928 feet. Ground teams found nothing. The terrain is too steep. 4 rangers are exhausted. 2 already went back down. Ford could have said no. He was scheduled for a costume fitting in Los Angeles at 9 a.m., a screen test at 2 p.m. for a film paying $8 million. His agent called 3 times. The director called twice. Ford turned off his phone at 5:51 a.m. Nobody on that film set knows where he is. Nobody will know for 6 years. The helicopter climbs to 8,000 feet. Wind speed, 37 miles per hour. Visibility, 1.2 miles. The girl has been outside for 31 hours in 18-degree cold. Below, the Teton Range stretches like broken teeth. 53 hikers died here in the last decade. Ford memorized every search and rescue report. All of them. Not because he had to, because that is what you do when you volunteer to save lives. He banks left. Then something. A flash of red against white snow. There. Ford drops altitude. The red is a backpack. Next to it, a shape. Small, not moving. He keys the radio. His voice is calm, flat. Located possible target. Red backpack, approximately 11,400 feet, descending for visual confirmation. The helicopter drops lower. Rotors kick up snow. White cloud. Ford cannot see through it. He pulls back. Circles. Waits 45 seconds for snow to settle. It is her. Sarah Chen is lying on her side, not moving. Her jacket is torn, one boot missing. Her face is blue-white, the color of someone who has been outside too long. Ford keys the radio again. Target confirmed. Single individual, unresponsive, preparing for extraction. No place to land. The slope is too steep. Ford hovers 40 feet above her. The helicopter shakes. Wind gusts hit the frame. He compensates. Then he unbuckles. Opens the door. Temperature inside, 52 degrees. Outside, 28. Ford clips a safety harness. Lowers a rescue basket on a cable. His hands work fast. Not rushed. Fast. There is a difference. The basket reaches the ground. Ford secures the helicopter, rappels down 40 feet. His boots hit rocks. Training does not allow slipping. Sarah's pulse is weak, 42 beats per minute. Hypothermia, stage 3. Ford does not waste time checking. He lifts her, 93 pounds, places her in the basket, straps her in, 3 points of contact. Then he climbs back up. His shoulders burn. He is 53 years old. He does not stop. Inside the helicopter, he winches the basket up, pulls Sarah inside. Wraps her in thermal blankets. Radios ground control. Target secure. Returning to base. ETA 12 minutes. Alert medical. He does not say, I found her. He does not say, I saved her. Target secure. Like she is cargo. Like this is just another job. The helicopter climbs. Ford looks at Sarah once, her eyes closed, breathing shallow. But breathing. That is enough. Below, 4 rangers watch the helicopter disappear. They searched for 31 hours, exhausted, freezing, defeated. Then a helicopter with no markings finds her in 47 minutes. One ranger asks, "Who the hell was that pilot?" The dispatcher does not answer immediately. Then, "Volunteer, that's all I have." Because for Harrison Ford, it is just another Thursday morning. Jackson Hole Airport, 7:34 a.m. Paramedics rush Sarah into an ambulance. Ford shuts down the engine, completes the post-flight checklist, 23 items, every single one. Then he walks away. A paramedic tries to stop him. "Sir, we need your statement." Ford does not turn around. "Send it to the volunteer coordinator." "What's your name?" "It's in the registration." His truck is parked 200 yards away, a 1991 Toyota. Brown, dirty, the kind that does not turn heads. At 9:47 a.m., he walks into his house. His wife looks at him, does not ask. She already knows. This is the third time this year. She pours coffee. Black. He drinks it standing up. "How was it?" "Cold." That is all. Because what else is there? A girl is alive. He is home. Everything else is noise. His agent calls at 10:15 a.m. "Harrison, they're threatening to recast. This is $8 million. Ford looks at the mountains, at the sky where he was 90 minutes ago. "Tell them I had an emergency." "What kind of emergency?" "The kind that matters." He hangs up. Because saving lives is not entertainment. It is a person's life. 2 weeks later, Sarah Chen wakes up in a hospital. Frostbite on 3 toes. A fractured ankle, but alive. She asks for the pilot's name. Nobody has it. The medical report just says volunteer pilot. Sarah writes a thank you card, addresses it to the helicopter pilot, Jackson Hole Volunteer Search and Rescue. It reaches Ford's hangar 3 months later. "Dear pilot, you saved my life. I don't know your name, but because of you, I get to see my brother grow up. I get to finish high school. I get to have a future. Thank you. Sarah." Ford folds the card, puts it in his flight bag. Next Thursday, he is back in the helicopter at 6:47 a.m. The pattern continues. Every Thursday, 6:47 a.m. for 7 years, 1996 through 2000, 89 missions. Ford finds lost climbers, injured bikers, trapped hikers, a snowboarder under an avalanche, a woman in labor at 10,000 feet, a man having a heart attack on a trail. He makes the news exactly 0 times. When a newspaper tries to run a story in 1998, Ford's lawyer sends a cease and desist. One mission nearly kills him. July 11th, 2001, 10:37 a.m. A hiker collapsed near Death Canyon. Possible heart attack. Robert Perkins, 61, diabetic. His wife is performing CPR. Ground teams are 40 minutes away. Ford is airborne in 8 minutes. He finds them at 11:02 a.m. Janet Perkins is still doing compressions. Her husband is grey, not breathing. Ford lands 70 feet away, too close. The rotors kick rocks. No choice. He grabs the medical kit, runs. Janet looks up. "I can't stop." "If I stop, he dies." Ford kneels, opens the kit. "How long?" 17 minutes. 17 minutes without oxygen. The brain dies after 6. Ford pulls out the AED, attaches pads. The machine analyzes. "Shock advised." Janet does not move. "I can't leave him." "Step back, now." She does. Ford presses the button. Robert's body convulses. The AED analyzes again. "No shock advised. Begin CPR." Ford starts compressions. 30 compressions. 2 breaths. His shoulders scream. 1 minute. 2. 3. 4, 5, nothing. 6 minutes. Robert gasps, chokes, eyes open. Ford checks vitals, pulse, breathing, pupil response, functional, stable. He radios for medical airlift. They take Robert. Janet tries to thank Ford. He is already back in his helicopter. She shouts, "What's your name?" The rotors are too loud. Robert Perkins survives, lives another 14 years, never learns the pilot's name. But every July 11th until he dies, he tells his family about the man who appeared out of nowhere, did CPR for 6 minutes, disappeared like it was nothing. Janet writes 5 letters, never gets a response. On the 5th, she stops asking for his name, just writes, "Thank you for giving me 17 more years with my husband. The letter reaches Ford. He reads it, folds it, puts it with 23 others in a drawer. By 2005, Ford has flown 127 missions, saved 14 lives confirmed. The real number is higher. Hollywood notices the gaps in his schedule. Directors complain. Ford cancels meetings, misses rehearsals, always Thursdays. One casting director asks, "What the hell does Harrison Ford do every Thursday?" Nobody answers, because nobody knows. Ford does not talk about it, does not post about it, does not use it for image management, because it was never about image. It was about the work, the real work, the kind that does not get filmed. Have you ever done something good that nobody will ever know about? Something that cost you, but you did it anyway because it was right? Write it in the comments, because those moments, the ones nobody sees, those define who we really are. March 12th, 2008. Ford is 65. The call comes at 4:38 p.m. A skier trapped in an ice crevasse on Mount Moran. Fell 70 feet. Broke his leg. Cannot climb out. Temperature 19 degrees. Wind gusts 58 miles per hour. 3 pilots refuse. Too dangerous, too late. Visibility 40 meters, landing impossible. Ford does not refuse. Airborne at 4:42 p.m., 4 minutes response time. His helicopter is always fueled, gear always packed, flight plan always ready. 20 years of Thursdays. He reaches Mount Moran, circles the crevasse, cannot see inside, too deep. He hovers directly above it. Most dangerous position possible. If a gust hits wrong, he drops into the crevasse. Ford lowers a rescue basket, 120 feet of cable. It disappears into darkness. Radio crackles. "I see it, I see the basket." Michael Torres, 19, college student, left leg broken, compound fracture, bone through skin. Ford's voice, calm, steady. "Can you get in the basket?" I don't think I can move." "You have to move, I can't land. You get in or you freeze. Those are the options." Michael drags himself to the basket, screams, gets in. Ford winches him up. Slowly, the wind worsens. 63 miles per hour, the helicopter tilts. The basket swings, hits the crevasse wall. Ford pulls Michael into the cabin, covers him with blankets, radios medical, then flies. 11 minutes. Ford's shoulders ache, his ribs hurt. Something pulled or cracked. He does not check. Jackson Hole Medical Center, 5:29 p.m. Paramedics take Michael. Ford steps out. His legs nearly give out. "Sir, are you injured?" No. He is lying. 3 ribs are fractured. They will hurt for 8 weeks. He does not get them checked. Because reports mean questions. Questions mean attention. Attention ruins everything. Michael spends 4 days in hospital, surgery, titanium rod, 15 screws. He asks everyone, "Who was the pilot?" Nobody knows. His parents hire a private investigator. $3,000. Dead end. 6 years later, 2014, Michael watches Indiana Jones with his daughter. Harrison Ford's voice fills the theater. He knows that voice. "Can you get in the basket?" Michael goes home. Googles Harrison Ford helicopter, finds an article from 2013. 3 paragraphs. Ford is a volunteer rescue pilot in Wyoming. Michael reads it 7 times, then cries. A movie star risked his life for a kid stupid enough to ski alone, never said a word, never made it about himself. Michael writes a letter, never gets a response. 2 months later, a package arrives, no return address. Inside, a photo. Bell 407 helicopter. On the back, handwritten, "Stay safe out there." Michael frames it. Tells the story to everyone who asks. Never posts it online. Never sells it to tabloids. Because some moments are not for sale. Some moments are not entertainment. They are a person's life. The rumors start. Someone talks. A paramedic. A ranger. The name slips out. Harrison Ford. Volunteer pilot. Wyoming. Tabloids explode. Indiana Jones is a real-life hero. Harrison Ford, secret rescue pilot. Ford does not comment. His publicist releases one statement. Mr. Ford values his privacy regarding personal matters. Hollywood smells opportunity. A documentary producer offers $12 million. Full access, Netflix series. Harrison Ford, the real hero. Ford's answer, no. The producer increases. 15 million 1822. Guaranteed theatrical release. Oscar campaign. Ford hangs up. Then the real problem. Insurance companies. Ford's film insurance gets audited. The policy is modified. New clause. Insured prohibited from piloting aircraft during high-risk rescue operations while under contract. Translation. Stop flying or we drop your coverage. No coverage means no stunts. No stunts means no Indiana Jones. Ford reads the clause, calls his lawyer. What are my options? Stop flying or stop making movies. Silence. Ford looks at the mountains, at the sky, at the life he built. Not the Hollywood life, the other one. Tell them I need 48 hours. He spends those hours flying over the mountains, over places where people disappeared and he found them, over places where people died and he was too late. 73 missions, 18 people saved, 18 families whole because he chose to fly. On the 49th hour, I'll sign. You'll stop flying? No, I'll stop making movies. 3 weeks later, the insurance company reverses the clause. No explanation, just a memo. Years later, the truth leaks. Steven Spielberg called the insurance company, George Lucas, 6 other directors. Simple message, drop the restriction or we drop you. The company calculated the math. Losing Ford meant losing hundreds of millions in premiums. They backed down. Ford never acknowledges it. He just keeps flying. Every Thursday, 6:47 a.m., a letter arrives from Sarah Chen, 32 years old now. Dear pilot, I never learned your name, but I've been thinking about you for 16 years. I finished high school, graduated college, became a teacher, elementary school, 3rd grade, 23 students this year. That's 23 kids learning, growing, living, because you showed up on September 14th, 1995. I got married last year. We're trying for kids. If we have a son, I want to name him Harrison, not because I know that's your name, but because it feels right. I was just one person, one rescue, one Thursday. But you were my entire life, the difference between existing and not existing. I teach my students that heroes don't wear capes. They wear flight suits. They show up at 6:47 a.m. on Thursdays. They save lives and never ask for credit. I hope you know what you did mattered. Sarah. Ford reads the letter, folds it, puts it with the others. 97 letters now, 97 people, 97 Thursdays, 97 moments nobody filmed. He does not write back, never writes back. Not because he does not care, but because writing back makes it personal. And personal means it was about him. It was never about him. It was about Sarah finishing high school, Robert getting 17 more years, Michael walking again, 97 people who get to keep living. That is the work. That is the only thing that matters. By 2015, Ford has flown 214 missions, saved 37 lives, trained 8 new volunteer pilots, donated 2 helicopters, never gave an interview, never posted a photo. August 6, 2015. Ford is 73. His hands shake sometimes, not from fear, from age, but his body is tired. 20 years of Thursdays, 20 years of mountains. He flies his last mission at 6:47 a.m., a hiker with a sprained ankle. Routine, easy. Ford finds him in 19 minutes. The hiker thanks him 7 times. Ford nods once, flies home, lands at 8:34 a.m., shuts down the engine, completes the post-flight checklist, all 23 items. Then he sits in the cockpit. 20 minutes. Nobody is there to see it. Just Ford. The mountains, the sky, 2 decades of moments that changed everything for people who will never know his name. He gets out, walks to his truck, drives home, does not look back. No announcement, no press conference, no statement. He just stops. Next Thursday, he is not in the air. He is at home, having coffee with his family. The volunteer coordinator calls, asks if he is coming. Ford says no. Why? It's time. The program continues without him. Other pilots fly. Other people are saved. But something is different. That calm voice on the radio, that helicopter with no markings, that pilot who showed up when nobody else could. Gone. 3 years pass. 2018, the Jackson Hole Aviation Museum adds a small exhibit. History of volunteer search and rescue pilots, 47 names listed. Ford's near the bottom. No photo, no biography, just Harrison Ford, 1995-2015, 214 missions. Most visitors walk past it. The few who stop whisper, "Wait." Harrison Ford, the actor. A museum guide always gives the same answer. Pilot first, actor second. Sarah Chen has a son. She names him Harrison David Chen. When he asks why, she tells him the story about the helicopter, about the mountains, about the man who saved her life and disappeared. Harrison David Chen, 6 years old, tells his first-grade class, "My mom is alive because a hero saved her." Heroes don't need credit. They just need to show up. Michael Torres is 44. His daughter is 16. She wants to ski in Wyoming. Michael says no, then yes. They go together. He teaches her everything. How to check weather, how to stay with your group, how to respect the mountains. She asks why he is so intense. Michael shows her the photo, the Bell 407, the handwritten note, tells her the story. Why didn't he want credit? Michael thinks, then says, because it wasn't about credit. It was about the work. Today, somewhere in Wyoming, 37 people are alive because Harrison Ford chose Thursdays. Some know who saved them, some do not. But all of them are here, living, teaching 3rd grade, engineering bridges, raising kids, growing old. None of them would be if one man had not decided that fame meant nothing if you do not use it for something real, that wealth meant nothing if you do not spend it on things that matter, that being Han Solo or Indiana Jones meant nothing compared to being the voice on the radio saying, "I'm 12 minutes away. Hold on." For 20 years, Harrison Ford was a hero without an audience, a star without a stage, a man who saved lives and asked for nothing. Not money, not fame, not recognition. Just the quiet knowledge that when people needed help, he showed up. What's something good you did that nobody will ever know about? Something that cost you something but you did it anyway? Tell me in the comments, because those moments, the ones nobody sees, those are the ones that define us. And unfortunately, they don't make men like Harrison Ford anymore.